What's up, Cowboy Nation? This your boy Cole's Cowboys. Man, let me. I got a lot to say, man. As far as this press conference that we had yesterday, it was very interesting. Very, very interesting. No, not really. It's something that I already kind of knew that would happen. A complete clown show. A complete clown show with featuring Jerry and Stephen Jones, the two clowns, and poor Mike McCarthy just sitting in the outskirts of it with no words to really say. Of course, the whole press conference was weird. It started off with an opening question by David Moore, basically talking about Jerry Jones's civil court situation with his alleged daughter and all that. That was weird from the jump, just to get that out the way. Then we finally get to the nitty-gritty of the contracts for CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, and of course Dak Prescott. It was just too much, man. And I salute to those, to all the Cowboys media that asked great questions, that put a lot of heat on the Joneses. They were very defensive a little bit. They wanted the fan base to show them sympathy and all that. They're trying so hard. They comparing other teams to their situations. All boo. We don't care. It's just crazy. We seen the Philadelphia Eagles, and I hate to even bring this team up because I don't like the team. The fan base is very unbearable. But I like what their GM is doing. They paid their quarterback. I think he's making like $52 million. And adjusted his cap hit so it won't really hurt them. Pay both wide receivers. Let me tell you, and even just to go up front, they traded for A.J. Brown and they paid him some bread because he was trying to get paid in Tennessee. So they traded for him, got him, paid him a little money. He played a couple of years, and they read up the deal and got him signed. And in probably the same month, went back and got Devontae Smith signed into a deal. Devontae Smith was drafted a year after CeeDee Lamb. We can't even get CeeDee Lamb paid. And they also acquired a lot of great talent from free agency. Yes, they had to let, some guys go, but they still replacing and, reing up. The only problem they got is really coaching. They just can't get a good coach. The coaching staff has been bad since they won the Super Bowl in 2017. Since they really went to the Super Bowl in 2022, they just fell short because of coaching. I give them a little flack with that. We got good coaches. We have a good system. We over cooking with undrafted players and fifth round picks and all that stuff. We can draft well. We can acquire talent. We got good coaching staffs. We just got a terrible owner/GM. It's ridiculous. They tell us the same story every year, trying to get us hyped up. And then what they did that really pissed me off was try to brag about season ticket holder sales. Trying to play all of us fans like fools, like, right after that playoff game, our season ticket sales went out the roof. Of course it did. Because y'all required their deposits right before the playoff games. That's how y'all do it, so y'all can have them for the next season. We're not dumb. It's just ridiculous. It's sad. They back and forth saying that they love Dak. They respect Dak. They like his game. He played amazingly well. But also saying in the same but they don't know if he's gonna stay another year. They don't know if they're gonna get the deal done. Then saying it again, I believe we can go ahead and get him, signed, get all three signed. Like, they don't know what they're doing, man. And it's like they afraid. And I just don't get it. It's just, basically we got owner and GM that don't know what they're doing. And they basically telling us, hey, yeah, we really don't know what we're doing, but we're going to keep doing what we do. It's ridiculous. Now that I got that out the way, let's talk about some good, positive things. Okay, so still a little bit bad news. CeeDee Lamb is holding out until he get a deal done. He's currently working out in Houston. I know the whole thing be pivoting back to after that payout game with CeeDee Lamb Mom talking about he need to play with C.J. Stroud. That's not the case. He's actually in Houston because he's from Houston, in the Houston area, and he's practicing in that facility with a wide receiver guru. I forgot his name. I should have had that, but yeah. So he's practicing, keeping his game up, trying to stay, in as much shape as he can. So that's a to be continued or to be determined situation. But back in training camp, Dak Prescott, I mean, hey, the dude's been cooking. And when I say the dude's been cooking, he's been cooking with the guys that he has. I mean, I've been seeing him throw straight dots to all these, third string, fourth string receivers. But I'm going to give him a lot of grace. Jalen Brooks and Jalen Tolbert both for showing out. Jalen Tolbert, I mean, straight snagging the football. We have, there's a clip going around thanks to John Bashada of that. We also got this guy, Tyron Billy Johnson. He's been on fire in camp. He's been showing great promise. He's an undrafted free agent that was recently let go by the Chargers. So we picked him up. Pretty good wide receiver. Jalen Brooks always comes through. Jalen Tolbert is coming from that number 3 spot. So we've been, and Brandon Cooks, he's been doing his thing. I haven't really seen much clips of him, but we know how Brandon Cooks is. Luke Schoonmaker. I've seen a good clip of Luke Schoonmaker. A nice good pass from Dak to Schoon. I'm looking forward to Schoonmaker having a better year 2. I know we were kind of hard on him year 1 because he was a second-round pick, and we know how it is with second-round pick guys, and he didn't really have that good of a season the first season. I mean, we also look at his age. We look at the fact that he's injured, a little injury-prone, especially dealing with his plantar fasciitis. So hopefully things get better with Schoon. I'm actually gonna give Schoon a grace period. I believe he may have a better year 2. So Deuce Vaughn, seeing little clips of him. Of course, he was running with the second team. And one thing I didn't like is, and this is kind of pivoting around with Trey Lance. It was a play. Trey Lance threw, a little pass to Deuce. Deuce tipped the ball up, and it was intercepted by the defense. It ain't really on Trey Lance. It's a tip ball, but come on, Deuce. You got to catch that, man. So I'm not going to be too hard. It's just day 1, but we need to sharpen up these skills because we can have you out there. And that's something we don't need. We need you to be your best, man. But, hey, all in all, I'm glad to see a little bit more reps from Trey Lance. Let's see what he does later on down this training camp. Another great news is we're seeing Marvin Overshown out there doing his thing. He's definitely coming off that ACL. I hope that, I know it's going to be some growing pains because this is really his real rookie season. So we need to see him going through growing pains, and we need to see how he can shake off that ACL injury. We also, another great news is Micah. We were seeing him playing a lot of off-ball linebacker. That's something that we really want to see him moving forward in Zimmer's scheme. So that's another great thing to see. And Mozzie Smith, we've been seeing a lot of upside with him. He's looking a little bit bigger. He's definitely still strong. And his takeoff is a lot stronger than off the line of scrimmage is a lot stronger than it was last year. Last year, we saw how slow he was coming off the ball. He's very, very quicker and stronger coming off the line of scrimmage now. That's something that he's been working on. So we can see we really have to rely on him having a big year 2, this season. It's many, many more things going on. Of course, we know Trayvon Diggs is on the PUP list, but we're looking forward to seeing what things go on day 2. And I did want to go ahead and say something about Dak Prescott. So, see, this is one of my car videos. That's how I do. I do it very authentically. I don't really have nothing written down on a notebook. I really just go off of my head and my, how I feel about things. So, Dak Prescott was, of course, asked about the contract situations, his future in Dallas. And Dak Prescott, I mean, he had some choice of words. He's basically was like, hey, I want to be in Dallas. I really do. This is where I grew. This is, of course, he was a Dallas Cowboys fan before he was a Cowboy. And he basically say, hey, if we get the deal, that's good. That's what I want. But if we don't, a lot of great quarterbacks in this league went to different teams. And he views himself as a great quarterback. And I believe he is a great quarterback, And I get his mindset. We seen Matthew Stafford go. We knew that he had great numbers. We seen him, struggle with the Lions, and I say this Cowboys team is much, much better than how those Lions teams were when he was there. Even though he did have some good teams when they went to the playoffs, but they still fell short. But when he went to the Rams, with an organization that was really all in, gave him everything he needed on both sides of the ball. In his first year there, he went out and won a Super Bowl with that group. And Dak Prescott would get so much, hate from opposing fans, from inner fans, because, he hasn't done much in the playoffs for Dallas. And people always view our players as superstars because they're wearing a star. So they'll say, oh, Dak has all these weapons. He should be able to, he should have been able to take, the Cowboys to a Super Bowl and stuff like that. But you got to think, man, this front office really haven't done much for Dak, man. And the Rams, they got Sean McVay. Say what you want. Sean McVay is a good coach. He is. I mean, Matthew Stafford was put in a great position with a front office that wanted to go out there and say, hey, man, you know what? We're going to struggle in the long run, but at least let's try to get this Super Bowl, man. This is our opportunity to really go out and get it. And that's what they did. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Dak. I see his view. Maybe he will be like, let me go to a team. I can be able to pick this team. But, with me being a free agent, I'll be one of the hottest free agents in the 2025 offseason. And I know my worth. I know I'm going to get a big bag. So let me sit back, wait on the team to hit me up. Shoot, I might give him a discount. And go out there and ball. Now, I'm not saying he will, because Ty France, he's a freaking shark. He want all the money. But I'm just saying, man, I get where Dak is coming from when he said that. Tom Brady, I'm never talking about Tom Brady, but he did go to another team and won another Super Bowl. But that's Tom, he'll go. We've seen quarterbacks like Peyton Manning. He won a Super Bowl with the Colts. Went on down to the Broncos and won a Super Bowl with them. And went to other Super Bowls. He went to an organization that was ready to win, that wanted to give him a lot of power, and he's doing it. Aaron Rodgers is trying to do that with the Jets. These type of things happen. So I get where Dak's coming from, and I respect it. He also said something that some of the fan base may not like. He basically was going through the Green Bay game, the playoff game, and he was basically saying, hey, I get the fans are upset. Should we upset? Saying we want to get far as a team, but we got to move on. And he's basically telling that bluntly, trying to move on and turn the chapter. I agree with him. I'm like, I was very, very disappointed with our playoff loss. And it was just dragging me down, man. And then it just got so bad to the point I'm like, okay, let's try to just focus on the draft. Let's focus on what's going on, and let's just move on. So I agree with that. Fans, I get it, man. We tired. We want to win another. We want to move past this drought and actually win a playoff games, conference championship, get back to the Super Bowl. We want that, but we got to move on. It's bad. That's all I really got to say about yesterday's news. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in. I know I've been off the grid, but hey, hit that like button, share this content, subscribe. Let's go ahead and get this contact in the algorithms. So, you know what I'm saying? So I can continue to bring y'all this great content. I'm also about to link up with some of my fellow colleagues in the Cowboy Nation world. Also, my opposing colleagues out in Commanders land, Giants land, Eagles land. So just, you know what I'm saying, tune in and y'all have a wonderful day. Go Cowboys.